Hi, I'm Pip Waller and this is Being Human. And today I'm going to talk about looking after our colon, our intestines, our small intestine, our large intestine, our gut. Something that I call in my book Deeply Holistic, where I talk about self-care for different systems. I talk about gardening the gut, which is about looking after your health, the bacteria in the gut which are living there. If you haven't got healthy ones, you're going to have unhealthy ones. So there's ones that if they're living there, bacteria, if they're living there, they're going to be helping you. Actually, you actively need them to have a healthy body, a healthy immune system, a healthy mind, not just a healthy gut. Those bacteria in the gut, that gut microbiome as it's called, or the gut flora, is absolutely essential for the whole health of your body, not just for the health of your gut. In fact, sometimes you might have no gastrointestinal digestive symptoms at all, but your problems, your health problems, are caused by a problem in the gut. So that's what I'm going to be starting to talk about today, and there'll be a few of these videos because it's complicated. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, and there's plenty of other sources. I'll put some links below to other sources of really great nutritional therapists and doctors that are explaining it in more detail. So we've got the gut. It's a tube from your mouth to your anus all the way down, very, very long, over 30 feet long. And it's kind of a food processor. And we've got the food pipe and the stomach. And then after the stomach start your small intestines, very, very long, narrow gauge tube, but very long and coiled. And then in the lower right side of your belly starts the large intestinal colon, which then travels up the right hand side, across to the left, down the left hand side, then goes in and down to the rectum and the anus and out. So you could really simplify it by saying that the small intestine finishes off digestion, which starts in the mouth and stomach, and also where majority of the absorption of nutrients happens. And then the large intestine absorbs water and prepares the waste products, the end products of our digestion for excretion. You can very simplify, put it very simply like that. So when we talk about the gut flora, we're talking about the colon. Often it's the colon, the flora in the colon, but also in the small intestine, because sometimes we can have problems in the small intestine. Too much bacteria overgrowth in the small intestine can cause problems. The wrong kind of bacteria in the colon and maybe sometimes an overgrowth of yeast in the colon can also cause problems. You can think of it like the more of the unhealthy bacteria are there, the less room there are for the healthy ones, and we need the healthy ones. Some of them even make vitamins for us, and they help absolutely essential role with the immune system. And like I said, problems with them, a key problem is inflammation. That can happen anywhere in the body. Autoimmune disease there's a link to gut health. This is the naturopathic view, and really mental things like depression and all different sort of mood issues. So how do we look after them? Well, the first thing that we need to do is we need to think about the diet, because certain foods feed the unhealthy ones and certain foods feed the healthy ones. So you won't be surprised to know that it's alcohol and sugar and processed food are things that feed the unhealthy ones, and fibre, lots of healthy fresh vegetables, fibre feed the healthy ones, and certain vegetables are particularly good. Actually, certain foods, the foods that feed the healthy bacteria, those are the things that are called prebiotics, and the healthy bacteria themselves are called probiotics. So whenever you see probiotics, that's containing the healthy bacteria, but prebiotics are foods that feed the healthy ones. So some very famous ones are onions and garlic and Jerusalem artichokes. There's some very famous, but actually all fresh vegetables are beneficial for the gut. And the big culprit is sugar, because sugar, really the bad bacteria just gobble it up like mad. And like I said, the more bad bacteria you have, the more they grow, the less room there is for the good bacteria. So healing the gut, improving your gut flora, gardening your gut, is kind of a balance between We want to get rid of the bad bacteria, but we want to increase the good bacteria. So for some people, it's enough simply to adjust the diet to stop feeding the bad ones. That's really essential. Again, that's cutting out sugar and alcohol. Those are the two top culprits, and getting lots more fresh vegetables, foods into the diet. And the other prong is to take in more of the probiotics. And if you do that with diet, if you want to do that with your diet, then you're looking at taking in fermented foods. So that does include yogurt, although yogurt's not really very strong. Kefir, which is like light yogurt, but perhaps around 20 times stronger with the amount of bacteria present, healthy bacteria. There is sauerkraut, which is a kind of pickled cabbage from the Eastern Europe originally, and there is pickles, and there is things like, they're sort of drinks like kombucha, which you get. It's like it's like a little bacterial. Can't remember what they call it, but it's a little like a plant, and drinks like that. And also buttermilk actually is another one, prebiotic food. So if you're relatively healthy and there's not too much of an issue, you'll probably be able to sort out your gut flora by really tidying up your diet, improving your diet, and taking in more of those healthy the foods that contain the bacteria. But for some people, that won't be enough, and you'll need supplements. You need to actually take supplements containing high doses of those bacteria, and you also sometimes will need to take like natural antibiotics, herbal and plant-based antibiotics. So I'm going to make another entry about that. But for now, I'm just saying, sorting out your gut, basically cut out the sugar and alcohol, and really increase your fresh vegetables, and then get those fermented foods into your diet on a daily basis. And one thing that can happen when you change your diet, if you haven't got a very healthy flora and you change your diet, very, very commonly you'll get some symptoms arising when you first start. And one of the key ones that many, many people will get is bloating and more wind, flatulence, farting. So, and maybe a bit of discomfort in the abdomen. So some people do that and they think, oh, this can't be good for me, I must stop. But actually it's not that. It's just as you're getting more of the good bacteria in, the unhealthy ones, they die off, and that creates those kind of symptoms. So if you do this change and you find that you're getting those kind of symptoms for more than a week or two, then I think you need to listen to the next video and really think about actually more deliberately treating your gut with possibly some supplements and some herbal stuff. Okay, so thanks for listening. This is Pip Waller, Being Human, and don't forget to like, subscribe and tell your friends.